Okay, so we have a football game coming up this weekend. It's going to be pretty cold outside, at least in the morning. And I figured I could convert my small tailgate grill into a fire pit, but I didn't exactly just want to have an open flame. I figured that was a little dangerous, probably not a good idea. So I wanted to put a cage around it, kind of like, like a normal deck fire pit, but keep it portable as well. So I thought about getting one of those like nice fold-up fire pits, but that was just a little too much. It was about 40-something bucks, and it probably wasn't super portable, at least not as portable as the grill I've got already. So what I did is I went to Lowe's and I bought some of this. It's called steel lath, and it's found in like the building materials section near the concrete, and it comes in these really large 8-foot by, I think it's like 3 feet, maybe 2 feet. I think it's like, yeah, it's like 27 inches by about 8 feet, and I only needed about 4 feet of it. So this is actually half of what I had. Some other things you're going to need are some gloves. I just have some mechanics gloves, specifically because this steel lath stuff is actually really sharp, and you probably don't want to cut yourself on it, so I suggest getting some gloves. This is the only tool I didn't already have. This costs about 14 bucks. It's just some metal shears, and that's what I use to actually cut the lath to size. And then I also just use duct tape for lining up. Like I would measure how much I needed, and then I just lay down a piece of duct tape for a line instead of having to draw ticks or something on it. So that came in handy. Any type of tape would have worked though. Regular old wrench, regular old screwdriver, tape measure, and some nuts and bolts and some washers. Now I use some pretty small ones. Make sure that they fit through these grates, or these little holes here, and that the washers are big enough to hold it there. So, and then of course you need a tailgate grill. Now, in order to know how much material you're going to need to measure the diameter of your grill grate. Mine was about 13.5 inches. So then the circumference of it was about 43 inches. So I just measured out 44 inches just so I'd have a little excess on the edge, and I cut that piece. And then I also made it about 7 inches tall. I didn't want it to be too tall, otherwise it would be a little unstable. So I kept it to about 7 inches. That way I could actually put some firewood down in the second grate, take this guy out, and that gives me enough clearance. I've got about, 4 or 5 inches of clearance here, so about a foot total. Fire logs are usually about 13 to 14 inches wide. This thing's probably not going to hold them all in, so I'm probably gonna have to chop them up a little bit more. But here's the finished product over here. And so what I did is I cut it to size, you see, and then after it came around, I actually bolted each side together. If you can see that there, I have the bolts on one end, and then I've got a washer on the bolt head side. And so I just put it around my grate on the table, measured it around, make sure it was right, and then if you just lay it in here, it fits nicely where the grill grate used to. And then I just pop the top on it as well, and you have a portable fire pit. Now you can make the grate a little taller if you want to. This might be a little too short. I haven't tested it just yet to see how much smoke actually comes out or how hot it gets, but I feel like the shorter it is, the more stable it's going to be. So that's why I went with a shorter measurement. But another nice thing is I think the measurement that I've got here is about 7 inches tall will actually still fit around the bottom of my grill, and it will fit in the carrying case that I have for it. So this is going to be nice. I haven't tested it yet, so I'm going to see if this steel stuff holds up, under hot temperatures. But yeah, this is about as simple as it gets, converting a $30-something grill into a fire pit with ease without having to completely ruin your grill. So those are all the tools you need. The steel lath costs about $8, and that's a pretty big sheet. Once again, these shears cost about 14 if you don't have them already. And then, normal tools, if you don't have any of these tools, it probably costs you a grand total of $40. So if you already have these tools, once again, you're only going to pay for the nuts, bolts, washers, and the steel lath.